Question is, did it do it right? Yay, we have 2,300 subscribers. Isn't that awesome? Ah, here we go. Claims it's live. So where do I get the chat? Like I got here. This one is not live. Sometimes I hate YouTube. Have I mentioned that? I'm sure they hate me too. Can I see my own chat over here? Good, that'll work. At least I get that. So now if anyone chats, I can actually watch and respond to you. I just can't see how many people are watching. Joy! Okay, so for those on, what I'm doing today is I'm playing around with the Vision Pro. I just picked it up earlier today and really looking forward to getting my hands on it and giving it a shot. Been super excited about this for a while. As you can see, my name's Anthony Hansis. Normally I stream board games, and I made my own board game and a bunch of other stuff. I did a little bit of streaming with HoloLens back in the past. This is just an area of passion and interest for me, and it's also a bit of a job too, which is kind of a nice overlap for me. So while I do streaming for board games for fun, and it's a nice little side thing, got a decent community like you might have seen a second ago with a little over 2,000 people. My day job is as a technical program manager and running a team of developers that does a lot of stuff like what we're seeing with the Vision Pro. So I worked on this project. You can see me right there in the banner, the Living Display project with Microsoft as an example, along with almost dozens of others, where I have helped manage dev teams delivering really state-of-the-art AR, VR, AI, ML, you name a buzzword, we've probably done it. We've got front end, back end, we've got everything. So if you're interested at all in any app creation for the Vision Pro itself, please feel free to reach out. This isn't really an ad because I'm a contractor. This is my job. I find work and bring people together to get it done for you. So hope you'll consider that as an option. With that being said, let me get this kicked off to the next phase. So I've done very little setup here. The couple of things I've done, you can see I got a web browser installed. I got logged in on a couple of things because I didn't want to do that on camera. We've got the main user interface here in front of me. One thing I'm really impressed with is the object occlusion with the hand. That was one thing that HoloLens could never seem to get right. So the fact that I can block out stuff with my hand is really, really nice to see. One thing that I'm a little bit disappointed on is that I can't like grab an icon and let me see, there we go. And you can remove it, but you can't move it. You can't change the ordering of any icons or anything like that. So that was a bit of a disappointment for me. But it's one of those things of, I can see them fixing that, for lack of a better term, in the future. One other thing I did, you can see I've got a Magic Keyboard and a Magic Touchpad set up. Just wanted to see how those interact, because from my days with HoloLens, one of the things I noticed is doing this all the time gets really, 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 really annoying. So I really wanted to have the opportunity to do other forms of interface management and handling. So as an example, let's see. What do I want to load up? So first, and instead of trying to do the whole like that with the fingers, I can just use the touchpad and swipe back and forth. And you can see here, oh, I have to be looking at it. So getting both in line is a rather interesting challenge. But once you have that, you can do that. Haven't tried seeing a few other things, but we can go into like settings, for example. You can see I was screwing around with my default browser. The looking and selecting stuff works remarkably well. I am absolutely blown away by the quality of that. I still kind of prefer having a touchpad for some of the UI elements, and it's taking me a little while to get used to like looking back and forth to do it. But generally, you can actually get a cursor up and then manage it in that context as well, which kind of surprised me. So people might love our Wi-Fi name. If you get the game reference, please leave a comment. We like that. Okay, now one thing else. I do like to look up and get the little notifications pop up. You can see I'm marrying. How I'm streaming this is I'm marrying to an Apple TV that's hooked up to a capture card on our board game streaming system instead of our usual GoPro that handles our main camera. I just swapped out the HDMI for that. And it's working surprisingly well, at least I think it is. Hopefully the little bit of jittering is not making too many people a little too sick or anything. But so far so good on that front. Need to say I'm not going to be able to stream any music or video for fear of copyright strikes and other stuff on YouTube and Twitch, so I'm going to be a little careful on those fronts. But if there's anything you'd like to see either now, if you happen to be watching, which I don't know if anybody's watching right now, but if you happen to be watching and are interested in anything, just let me know. If you see a video later, leave a comment. I'll make a video showing whatever you might be interested in. Couple of things that really stood out to me right away was the environments. At first I was like, that's going to be a little gimmick. Really wasn't that interested in it until I actually kicked one off earlier. And you can see right away, that's just pretty. Like, and I can see my table. I can still see my keyboard and mouse. They thought of this. I can see my tea over here. Take a little sip. That's another thing you might notice. I'm having no problem manipulating things, like grabbing a cup of tea and taking a sip from it. No problem whatsoever. And a large part of that is just, it just works. I don't know if it's just this frame is where it's supposed to be, but it seems to handle pretty well. And I like that I get that little bit of view off to the sides. So if I happen to be like upstairs on my sofa, doing some work with this on or something like that, I can just, still look over and see my wife or see my cat down by my side or any of a number of things like that. And I'm really excited about that front as well. They do some interesting stuff where you can actually adjust the field of it. Oh, that was it. Okay. And then if I go all the way, oh, Jesus. Okay. Not sure. Okay, that's full immersion. Okay. I I think I prefer being able to see stuff around me. Wow. Oh, okay, but I can back it off a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that I can control that. Oh, wow. That's kind of awesome. There we go. That's a nice depth right there. Okay, and then let's see. So let's move this a little bit more out of the way since I've already shown that a few times. Notice how easy that was. I can just do that and then you can resize it. I can go, nope, that can be nice and tiny over there. What? I don't want to flip that right now. Okay, so now we pop back up. Oh, there. To get back to apps, we can come in here. So let's check out the App Store and see what native apps they're dealing with already. So let's see. Let's go games. So they do have some AR-related games up. Balloons TD is going to be dangerous for me. Just going to say, but that requires Apple Arcade. I don't need another subscription yet. Let's see. Hit the Island, Jetpack Joyride. Wow, Jetpack Joyride. That's a blast from the past. Let's see. Lego Builder Journey. Okay, that might be one I might play with and see how that is. But once again, bunch of Apple Arcade stuff I see they're promoting. That's really a lot of it. Interesting. Okay, so I might have to sign up for Apple Arcade just to be able to show off some of these games and give it a shot. But not too bad. 3D puzzle. That could be fun to do just as a nice little relaxation. Okay, the old Magic the Gathering player in me respects that a lot. So lots of very basic stuff so far. 3D tic-tac-toe, that feels like a disaster waiting to happen. A whack-a-mole game, chess versus robots. Yeah, it feels like this reminds me of, how can I put this? This is iPhone V1. This is when the iPhone store first launched and it was all the fart apps. This is what I'm seeing right now on the App Store. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That shows the potential. But I'm not seeing anything really grabbing me as innovative yet. As something that's like, this is something I could only do on the Vision Pro. A lot of the stuff, I saw similar stuff on HoloLens back in the day, but they were the prototypes. They weren't anything special. The Reflex C thing, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so this is interesting, but not wowing yet. If I go all the way up to the top, yeah, they're really pushing the Apple Arcade, so I'm going to have to check that. Then we have the legacy iPad apps, iPhone and iPad apps. Okay. I'm betting those mostly sit in a window, but I'm kind of wondering how they control. Let's see if I can find a fairly simple one to give a shot here. I mean, I played Crossy Road back in the day. It's dangerous. Let's see how that loads up. Okay, double click this button, so the other side of the face. Optic ID. I really wish the Optic ID would unlock my iPhone. I was having problems. It fail Face ID, fail Face ID, fail Face ID, password. So I really hope that it eventually gets to be like my watch, where that becomes a non-issue. Okay. Let's see, Game Center. Can I skip that? Don't care. Okay, just want to play a game. So if I do that, good. That's what I thought that would do, but I wasn't certain. So let's flip that back. Very responsive, I like it. I'm liking that they're not doing the spinning animation like I actually get on the iPad. That was one thing I was really worried might happen. So now let's hop in here. Okay, so I don't see a way to control this by default. I do have the keyboard and mouse, so I can use that. It's interesting that I can click the buttons by looking at them. With the touch? Somewhat. Oh, I have to hold. No, I don't want to watch an ad. Okay, so they're really making me touch and hold. And then you can just kill it, so that works. Let's go back to Vision apps. Clear the games. This little touch thing, you can see like, you can either, I frequently end up turning my head, but you can actually just look around. And one thing that's interesting is that I come in here and say, like, for example, I want to install, let's see if they have the Figma app up here. I can just type it, and you notice it comes in here, which I really appreciate. Can search. Nope, they do have Miro. So no Figma, Adobe XD. Unofficial Figma prototype app. Yeah, I would not trust that. Okay, so no Figma. I really doubt Flutter. Oh, they do have the Flutter Flow app. Okay, that's really good for me because that's something I'm working with right now, involving a little side project actually involving the Vision Pro. So super excited on that front to give it a shot. Let's see. So that'll install. Not going to log into it, but Flutter Flow is amazing. What else? So video conferencing. I already got Zoom installed. That'll need for work. Ooh, yep, Crunchyroll's my thing. It's my jam. Get that installed. Though video conferencing and Crunchyroll. Bad algo. No biscuit. Teams. Disney. I canceled Max since they raised their price. Back off. Let's see. Productivity. Oh yeah. All my usuals. Get those on there. So decent little list of apps so far. I think they're really benefiting. Okay, that's amusing. The Jig Space 3D. That's very, very HoloLens. But I think if they hadn't included iPad compatibility, this would be desolate right now, which would make this really, really difficult. Including iPad compatibility just gave them a ton of benefits that they can do. Okay, let's back off. If we go into movies, oh, interesting. So they just load up the various streaming apps that you can download and get. Not bad. Clear that. Shopping. A virtual. Okay, so we're starting to see some third parties. I like this. Seeing stuff like this makes me intrigued. Because this was one of the things that I loved about HoloLens, or the promise of HoloLens is more precise. Being able to come in and actually see various outfits. Given the whole facial recognition element that they're doing right now, I'm really hoping that we will eventually see like full body scans and the app's able to utilize that data to let me see what clothes and shoes and stuff like that would look like on me. That could be interesting. Up. Okay, oh God. Crumble. They're my bane. Just saying. They're my absolute bane. Okay. Do they have... Interesting. Assume there's an Amazon app. Wait, what? Really? Wow. Wonder how that happened, if companies can block their apps, because I know there's an iPad Amazon app. So the only thing I can come up with is that that can be blocked, which makes things a little bit more challenging. Okay, testing the voice to speech. Not bad. Gotten better. What's another thing? So, let's see. They're definitely, oh God, Super Fruit Ninja. If we come up here, yeah, I'll accept your 3 months free. Get that on there. And my emails get so much spam in it otherwise anyway, so if anybody emails me, happy to say hi and send you to my junk box. Oh, wow. Okay, let's, there's that. Oh, interesting. This is kicking off a richer experience. Oh, I like that. Okay. I think I may need to stand up more for this one. See if I can. Oh, that's hard to see. There we go. Better angle on the camera. Sorry for the light reflection up here. Okay, this is taking a little while to load. Can you see text messages in chat? Yes, you can see text messages in chat. You have to use the messaging app. I'm not going to load that up because that'd show my private messages right now, but you can see those. And thank you for joining and chatting. Wow, though that's the first time I've had trouble touching something, is my camera right here. With once you get something 3D on top, it gets really hard to see the stuff around it. Oh wow, that is unique. Oh yeah. Oh, set up your play area. Move around until play area is in front. Make sure. Oh Jesus, this is weird. I can't see the text with this up right now. Okay. Oh. It doesn't like. Okay, I don't appear to have enough room to actually try this. Okay, that's not going to work. Oh, and it recentered, so double tap. There we go. Nope. Kill that. Shut this off. There we go. Now I can view your chat. Oh, they don't have it in Germany yet? Oh, which app did you do? I could possibly give it a shot. I'm working on an app myself for this right now, so always interested to see what people have. Wow, I'm kind of surprised it's US only so far. Crosscraft. Let's do a quick search. Crosscraft. And it took my whole text. Let's try that again. Crosscraft. Oh, I saw that when I was scrolling by. Downloading it. Rather quick download. Not going to do Game Center. Interesting. Is this based off of an older app that you have? Oh, God. I worked on Minecraft, so there's that. But I don't think I could do Minecraft. Let's do small, easy. Oh. Is the size readable? Yeah, it's fully readable. Like, and I don't. Okay, so I can't resize it, but note I chose default to small for the Vision Pro. So for me, stuff's a little bit smaller, but it's still very, very readable. So I'm very impressed on that side. Let's see. Oh, oh, play now. Ah, also worked on Fate Grand Order. Interesting. Yeah, this actually works pretty well. Um, yeah, models on Vision OS are not resizable. Yeah, anything wrong? Let's see. One thing I'm wondering about is just the only thing is like the highlight hover targets are not obvious enough. I'm knowing that when I'm seeing what I'm seeing. So like right now I'm looking at the number 2. And if I click, it clicks it. But there's a very, I can sense a very, very light, oh, I'm doing the zoom animation. I can sense a very subtle gray highlight, but it's almost impossible to see. You might want to see if you can emphasize the hover target better. Yeah. Need to change the color more for the hover target. Once you've got a line highlighted, it's not bad, but the hover target is not great. It's nice being able that I can load up a web browser next to this. But no, not a bad uh, little crossword app. Now, let's see. Does it also work properly with accessories? So if I come in here, can I... Yep. So I can use the magic pad as well. Why does it go down all the time? Oh, so that's a... So it seems to be recognizing this thing to be moving it around. And specifically, I tend to hold my other hand at my waist, and it seems to be, and I tend to keep my fingers together. That's just like a default sitting position for me that I think this is something that needs to be worked on. So if I put my hand here, then it's not going to pop down all the time. But if I have my hand here, it's occasionally seen down here and going, oh, you're moving this around. So not too big of a problem there. That's more of a, they need to work on some stuff element, is what I would say. Okay, let's kill that. Awesome. Oh, text preview. Uh, What did you like best so far? Just honestly, the overall experience. Um, so what I'm liking best so far is the ease of moving stuff around, of placing windows, of coming in here and going, okay, let's load up Safari. I can move that over here. I can resize that. Let's see. I can't open, it doesn't look like I can open another multi-browser. So that was part of why I downloaded Edge as well. And I'm probably going to download Chrome because I want to be able to have multiple browsers around me looking at different things at the same time. Um, One thing I'm really impressed by is just the overall quality of the screen and the responsiveness. And this, like, you can see a little bit of blur around my hand, but the object occlusion is fucking amazing. There's no other way of putting it. I am seriously impressed by that. Probably the thing and I know this is going to come off weird, that I'm most disappointed by is the fact that I can't move icons. I can't come in here and move them around, reorder them, drag them to the main screen or anything like that. So, and they put all the compatible apps in this little bucket on the main list, and then anything that's native shows up on the other list. So I don't kind of like that separation because I frankly don't care about the separation, but other than that, it's pretty interesting. It's kind of dark in your room, no. It's a little bit dark, yeah, but let's see. Yeah, it's a little dark in here because this is where we do our board game streaming for our usual content. So you can see like all my green screen cameras set up. I've got a blue screen one over there. I've got a red screen one. We've got a bunch of our miniatures over there. I've got all the cards sorted and everything down there for our collections. So I got to keep a very consistent lighting for how the board game stream is. Um, yeah, it might be better when it's brighter. I can wash myself out a little bit. Let me turn on the extra light and see what happens. So I'm going to be washed out a little bit, but it's a little bit brighter in here. But let's pop this back up. Let's see, pop open. Let's open the Apple TV app. Still a little bit iffy, but not bad. I think the light doesn't seem to affect it too much right now, unless I went super bright. I don't have any panoramic pictures to load up. Funny enough, I've never taken any. Um, One thing I did do this actually really impressed me. I was showing it a little bit earlier. The environments. I was not expecting this to be anything worthwhile. Um, as expected to be a gimmick, but they honestly delivered on it. Like this is interesting. I like the fact that I can control this, so I can still see my keyboard, my touchpad, and and the side. Oh, look at my room as a panorama. I don't want to unlock my phone and stuff on screen. I've got a lot of private information and work stuff there, work outside of what I do streaming. So I've got to be a little bit careful. So I apologize. But like one thing I really like is that I can do this. And now I've got a full 360 landscape around me. It's almost disconcerting. Like it's weird. My legs are getting a little bit weak in the knees just because of the overview and everything. This feels almost too real with the side thing of I can't see anything. So like here's my keyboard here. So that is a really intense experience. Um, do the clouds move? I don't think the clouds move on this one, but there is a turn on Mount Hood. The water does, so you can actually see the water moving. So these can be a little bit more detailed and visual. It looks like the draw distance of the water moving doesn't go out too far, but it's just enough to make it interesting. And similarly, I can turn that up, look behind me, and got a nice field of grass. So either you can look at the water, you can look at the grass, whatever your preferences for your working habits. Let's see. What else do I want to load up quick? So this is just a first run. Anything generally speaking that people want to see, I am more than happy to load up. Of course, can't do video, can't do music, because otherwise YouTube will copyright strike me almost certainly. Do you feel it is going to be useful on a daily basis? Yes, definitely. So for me, one thing that was, I bought a HoloLens at launch, did some dev with it, released a couple of apps with people, a couple of prototypes, did some experimentation. And the thing I love most about HoloLens is the one thing they never really, really locked in on or tried to deliver on properly, in my view. Let me see if I can fix this light. They never delivered on the multiple virtual windows. That was the biggest thing that I wanted, was the multiple virtual windows. Because when I made my board game years ago, I used HoloLens and I'd placed the 3D models of all the video game art around me while working on my laptop and doing stuff. And it was just absolutely amazing to be able to do that. If we come over here, you can see me up in the corner there on Microsoft's site. I helped them with a project called Living Display. I'm actually real-time 3D rendered, sent over the internet in that screen that you see right there. That's not just video. That's a real-time 3D render of the entire environment, including myself, and I helped build that. So I've been in the AR, VR space working for a while now. Let me see. And I've never had something quite like this. I wish the pixel density was about 4-fold where it is, because you might be able to see on my screen right now, the text is a little blurry when looking at real world stuff. But anything that's in an app, it's crystal clear. Have I tried the Mac extended monitor mode? No, because I don't have a Mac. I know that sounds silly. I've got an iPhone, I've got an iPad, I've got an Apple TV now, which is down on the floor there, which is what I'm using to actually stream this to you right now. But I've never bought a Mac. I love my Surface Laptop Studio. And I use Windows for streaming and all that good fun stuff. So I haven't tried it, but I really wish somebody would make AirPlay work with Windows so that I could make that happen. How does it work to lay back on? I did briefly try that here. It's a little bit weird. Let me see if I can show you a little bit better. By the way, I've got the green screen behind me you might keep seeing, which is throwing some stuff off. But how persistent are the app? I'll get to that one in a moment. I didn't open Twitch and Safari because I was just being a little extra cautious. But let's actually do that comparison. That's a good call. And then, actually, let me see if I can put that on the ceiling. Get rid of that for a moment. Oh, my back's going to hate me for this one. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. Let's do that. And let's go. Okay, let's see. Where's my chat? Okay, that doesn't work too bad. Oh, I can't see chat because I'm not signed in. But you can see the text is a lot cleaner on this. Okay, that's really weird seeing myself in there with a brief delay. Oh, the YouTube chat is not rendering properly on the screen. I didn't know that. Oh, so I should hide that. But that's interesting. That actually worked pretty good. Little surprised. I was worried about laying on the back and if it would actually understand putting it above me at that point. Oh, no problem. Happy to help. Yeah, kind of disappointed at the, well, no one's chatting on YouTube, so that probably doesn't help. But let me see if this is the right layer. Yep. Okay. Got rid of that weird YouTube text. So sorry about that overlay most of the video. Anything else people like to see or have me try? I'm happy to do so. Speaking of which, I wonder how many viewers I've got going. I accidentally covered that up. Ooh, 9. We used to get about 30 on our board game streams before we paused for a little while. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's probably just I wasn't going to it in the right spot. Okay, let's see. Do they have any preloaded photos? Okay, it took screenshots of some music that I had played. That's amusing. So this is not my full photo library. So it's probably not connected to my full thing. Unfortunately, I couldn't do an Apple Plus show because if I load up anything like that, I'm likely to get copyright struck. So sorry about that. How do you take a screenshot in the first place? Actually, that's a good question. Let's try. Yes, both buttons did it. I heard the sound. It clearly had to have taken a screenshot. So let's check the photo library. Yep. Not bad. And you can increase that size. Pull it right up on me, push it back. Interesting, it's like it's detecting it went into the wall there. So it's hiding it a little bit. And then I can drop it. What happens if I do place it into the wall? Ah, it still will render on top then. So that's good. So it can get decently immersive. Oh yeah. I've got an Apple TV right on the floor here, going to an HDMI capture card, 4K capture card on my system. I happen to know somebody who worked on this, so he let me know ahead of time that I could stream to Apple TV or a Mac. You cannot go to an iPad or iPhone, though. It won't stream to those yet. Okay, let's see. Let's kill that. Actually, I can probably do a trailer. So let's see, what would be one to load up? I've been meaning to watch this. I don't want to load up the first episode. Ah, there's the trailer. Hold on. I'm trying desperately not to accidentally click the play first episode. There we go. Here's a trailer. Okay. That's pretty immersive. Apple Cinema environment. Okay, let me give that a shot. I don't see a cinema environment. Am I missing something as far as the cinema environment? What happens when you have apps opens, take off the device? I haven't tried that. I have taken off the device, and if I take off the device, it just goes into standby. And when I put it back on, here, I can actually show you guys quick. So if I take off the device, it just goes immediately into standby. Super quick, fluid, all good. You're now seeing my AirPlay hookup. Oops, there we go. Back on. It's doing my ID. Back up. And now I need to get this back up. So give me 1 second. Reconnecting. Oh, it's a feature of the Apple TV app. Okay. Okay, why is it not reconnecting properly? Looks like it got confused. I may need to reboot my Apple TV or something. Let me see. Let me kill that. Okay, shut that down. Get that off the screen. Oh. Move that back over there. Get that out of the way. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Now it should. There it goes. Now you should see it again. There we go. Seems to be a feature on the Apple TV app. Let me see. If I go back in there, is it a... If I rewatch that trailer... It was interesting. Oh. Oh. This is... Okay, that was impressive. Oh, you could only see black. Interesting. Yeah, so it looks like... Yeah, I couldn't see my monitor anymore. So when I went into cinema mode, it must have blocked it out for some reason. Let me try that again. Can I control? No, I can't control the fidelity of cinema. Okay. Oh, the room is very dark in cinema mode. So if I go back into here, the room is very dark. There's just on the bottom, I don't know if you can see my hand, a very light, almost reflection. Interesting, you can pick your position. Okay, that would hurt my neck. That's pretty intense, I will say. Okay, Well, I'm not really planning to use this a ton for video. I will say that is freaking impressive. Okay, so wait. How can I put this? It is definitely not light. I would say it's definitely not light. Oh, interesting. I should check that out in a second. But at least with the default single band that I've got on right now, it's reasonably comfortable. I've been wearing it now for about an hour and a half. I would definitely say I'm feeling a little bit of pressure on the forehead at this point after about an hour and a half. But like the nose and other related, and I just actually smudged my screen because I accidentally touched my eyes. The nose is, I don't notice it. Whereas the HoloLens, the big problem with the HoloLens was it hanging off the nose really, really hurt. Yeah, I've been wearing this solo loop now for almost an hour and a half. I do have the double loop. I'm going to be trying that out next. The reason why I like the solo loop for right now is, where is that? Here, this adjustment thing, it's really nice. It's very simple. It's really nice and easy to control. Whereas the double one has Velcro strips, so I'm going to have to get them just right and then set it on my head. Yeah, this one presses the device into your face. That I definitely agree with, which really helps. I do see down, it's a little hard to show, but down right around my mustache, around my nose, I see a tiny little bit like, if I put my fingers here, I don't see any light. But otherwise, I see a little bit, and almost everybody that was trying it on at the Apple Store was saying the same thing. They would see a little bit of light around the nose. I heard a little bit of that might be because it needs to vent. Meaning like they couldn't do a full seal, they need to vent a little bit, and that was the best place to have a little bit of a gap. Don't know how true that is or not, but it's one of those things that makes sense. Other than that, the experience buying it was phenomenal. I can't express enough. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had with the purchasing of anything. One of the funniest things, and I've got an unboxing video I just posted on my YouTube as well. Yes, Foxtrot, sorry, I just saw your message over on YouTube. It does look very sharp, especially for stuff inside. So anything I load up in the actual application is phenomenally sharp. It's almost hard to explain just how clean and crisp everything is. Now, the pass-through is blurry. I'm definitely like having to lean in a little bit to read the text off of a monitor and things like that, which is a little disappointing. Hopefully, like at some point, about 4 times the pixel density, which I know is insane to ask for and super expensive and power hungry, but I think that that's going to be the clear win if they ever get there. Yeah, they're definitely on top of experience. I would say this is heavier than the HoloLens, but more comfortable than the HoloLens. And that impresses me a lot, and I can't wait to try it out more in that regard. Okay, let's see. It's kind of funny loading. Oh, there's the chat hiding. Let's see if I can get that more visible. There we go. What kind of app do you plan to develop for this? So yeah, that's a lot crisper text up there than over here. So what kind of app do I plan to develop for it? I've got to be a little careful there because I've got partners on the business, but it is definitely an augmented reality app. It'll have a iOS, iPad, Android, all that kind of stuff as well. It's something that we've been talking about for a while, me and several of my coworkers. It's not a game. It's not a game at all. It's actually a very functional app. That's mostly what I work in, is actually functional stuff. So, oops, I press the camera button. Oh, yes, everybody I know has ideas for the device. And that's actually the big thing, is not sure if it'll work. That is one of the ongoing questions that a lot of people are having right now is, will it work? We're even struggling with that. We're not even sure. Without going into more detail, we've got to do a shit ton of calculus. Will it be there when you restart the device? So that is an interesting thing I just showed. At least if you take off the device, stuff comes back when you put it back on, which is really impressive for me. And that made me really happy to see. That being said, I wonder if it'll handle it with power off. I wonder if it has memory, like HoloLens could remember individual rooms. So if I had stuff open in this room and then I went into another room, I could have different apps open there and it would show them and remember that and remember the space I was in. I don't know if Vision Pro does. I'm kind of hoping it does, but I won't know until I try it out. But at least right now, if I was to take it off and put it back on, then it'll work. Okay, so I will check that out later, and I'll see if I can do a video about that later, about its memory and how well that works. Okay, and with that, I just hit 1 hour, and I've got to go do leg day. So I'm going to probably call it for right now. I thank everybody for watching. If you want to see more, if you liked what you saw, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see, all that good stuff. One of the things that that I am planning to do with this, funny enough, is build some of our minis for Kingdom Death Monster. I do have handles. My handle is generally Forged by Geeks. I'm over on, I'm on Twitter, though I don't really use it anymore. I'm on Blue Sky. I highly recommend Blue Sky. If anybody's over there, please join me over there. You'll see me chatting about the bears, as well as anything, posting whenever we're streaming and what we're streaming and all that good kind of stuff. Otherwise, Twitch and YouTube as Forged by Geeks. That's my go-to. I'm on Mastodon as well as with Forged by Geeks. I'm not on Threads. Let's see. Yeah, I need to get on TikTok and other stuff, but Blue Sky, there's a subreddit for Blue Sky. You can just ask, somebody will give you an invite code. It's so available right now. They've got like 2 million people. And even if you don't have an account, you can just go up there and read now. It's all publicly available, so you can do that fine. But other than that, like, I'm pretty impressed with this so far, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes next. So let me know. Do comments, do everything else. I'll have to get going on Mastodon again. And for anybody who stuck around this late, one of the things is I have a team of engineers. If you have anything that you'd like to get considered built for this, we do product, we do strategy, we do design, we do front end, back end, all the development, AI, ML, AR, VR, everything. Just reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn, as you can see there, and we can talk about rates and everything like that, and I'd love to work with you. And with that, I'm going to call it. So thank you very much for joining. Have a good one.